Having a high fight IQ is actually simple. It just takes a few minutes a day and a few habits that I and a lot of high-level fighters do to develop their fight IQ. And I promise you, when you do all of those 5 habits every day, your fight IQ will skyrocket, because I personally use them to skyrocket mine. So now the first thing is thinking like a high-level fighter, developing your brain like a high-level fighter. So what you can do, thanks to the internet, is watch breakdowns of UFC fighters, ONE FC fighter, and so on. Okay, so you can watch breakdowns of Corey Sandhagen, DJ, all of them. Okay, you can watch how they break fights down, and even of other channels. I myself do breakdowns as well, and see how they think. See how people with a high fight IQ think. And when you watch a lot of them and you try to understand what is going on, your fight IQ will develop, and suddenly, if you watch a lot of them, you will think like them. I personally watched a lot of breakdowns from Demetrius Johnson and so on, and just saw how he thinks, how he does things. And now when I break fights down, I see the same things that he sees, okay? Sometimes I watch fights and I say, yeah, I know you're going to point that out, you know? So I created a brain like a high-level fighter, and I watch a lot of other breakdowns as well from other YouTube channels, and I just see how they think, okay? If you don't have a fight IQ, watch videos of people that have a fight IQ and grasp how they think. So now the next thing is also something, thanks to the internet, that you can do. It is learn setups and see where they work, okay? So again, you can ask your coach, maybe try out the combination that you did in your training session, or in general, just go online, search for combinations. You know, there are a lot of great YouTube channels again out there, mine of course, you know, and you can just see the combinations, maybe try them out in sparring, you know, just be there, okay, somebody said, I don't know, 1 uppercut, body hook, low kick, okay? And now you go home and you see, okay, now it landed, but why did it land, okay? Or you just look at the combination and you see, okay, why does a 1 low kick, I don't know, cross, really stupid combination, but why does it land? Okay, maybe they want to, like, they block, and now they're open here because they block, you know, they're exposed, something like this. And you just try to understand why they work, okay? You try to understand why those combinations work. And this will also give you a fight IQ, because if you then did it with a lot of combinations, you just understand how it works, okay? And now you can watch fights and you see, now I know why this happened, okay? And so when you're in sparring, you see the openings, you see how the people open up, you see how you can create combinations yourself, okay? So this is why it's so good to learn combinations and break them down and see why they work to, again, boost your fight IQ. And another thing you can do, by the way, is building combinations yourself and thinking where they could work, okay? So maybe you say to yourself, again, I said it in a lot of videos, maybe you say, okay, I want to land more body hooks, okay? And so you try out a combination. What could I do to land a body hook, okay? Stupid combination again. Maybe just open them up top and then go to the body. Stuff like this, okay? That was the 1-2 body hook. That's really, really basic. But you just take a few minutes per day, and that's probably one of the best things you can do, and build combinations yourself and think why they could work, okay? So you sit around, you think, I want to land a low kick, what could I do? I don't know. And you just think, what could I do? Hook, uppercut, low kick, something like this, okay? And you just build combinations yourself, and now again, you have the ability to build combinations in sparring and also have a higher fight IQ. So now the next thing is active and passive content. Now, active and passive content is what contributed the most to my fight IQ. Now, active and passive content is, first, you can watch active content. That means you watch a fight. I personally watch fights most of the time actively. I do not watch them for entertainment and so on. I do not even have entertainment sometimes watching fights. I just need to say that openly. I'm not the guy. Sometimes, yeah, I like watching UFC and stuff, but I don't really have entertainment from watching fights. But I watch fights purely most of the time. Every day I watch 1 fight, okay? And I'm right now at the stage where only ONE FC channel. I do not find any new fights because I probably watched them all. Maybe some fights I left, sometimes I get a surprise, but I'm right now at the stage and want to see where I watched every fight. The thing is just, I watch fights every day and I try to be in there and think, okay? First of all, think, what could I land here? What could I do, okay? That's the first thing. What combination could I throw right now? Where are the opponents open? What could I do to beat this opponent and this opponent, okay? That's the first question. What can I do to beat him, okay? What can I do to beat him? And when an opponent loses, I think, what could I do right now to win this match, even though I'm losing? And also I think, what combination could I throw? Again, okay, so I maybe see, I don't know, the opponent is feinting a lot and the other opponent is reacting to it, okay? And so I think, okay, what can I do? Feint, but poof, okay? One example. And so I just built my fight IQ from watching fights and just thinking, what could I throw right now, okay? And again, thinking, how can I beat him or how could I win? And now the next thing is passive watching. Now most of the time you do passive watching when you do active watching, okay? sounds stupid, but what I mean by this is you do not need to do it alone. You can do active watching all day long, but you will still have the passive effect. Now what that means is you don't need to focus too much, okay, when you do passive watching on what combination they're drawing on. You can still think that, but passive watching is just grasping what they're doing, grasping what combinations they're drawing, grasping how they're doing it, and grasping how their style is. For example, again, an example, I watched a lot of Rico, okay, Rico Verhoeven. Again, always have problems saying this. And I then found myself, like I watched a few fights of him and I found myself like being in sparring like him, okay? Did not do this like him, he does a lot with his hands, but I wasn't sparring and I fought a bit like him, okay? Because I watched him a lot and I just grasped his style and I just grasped his style and then I wasn't sparring and I just fought a bit like him, okay? So just grasping what they're doing, grasping what combinations they're drawing and just getting it in your brain, and then you're a bit more like them and your skill level gets higher from it. By the way guys, my paid community Combat School has just launched. It's only 29 bucks a month. The price is going up soon to 59 bucks a month because of the launch deal. And also in there you get direct access to me. So every time you have a question, you can DM me and I will answer to you. And I will give you an answer as quickly as possible and help you with your problems as well. We have the course library with all of the course, Soviet strength and conditioning course and so on. And as well we do group coaching calls every week where we look at your training footage, where we discuss certain things, where you can ask me questions again. And so if you want to elevate your skill level right now, and so if you have a problem right now, if you want to elevate your skill level, join Combat School and I will help you directly with your problems and get your skill level up. And bro, you also get a free trial for 7 days. So you can join Combat School now for 7 days, watch the courses, DM me, get direct access to me for 7 days for free. And then you can decide if you want to join Combat School. Now the next thing is sparring with intention. And I need to do this a lot more, but it's really, really great. And sparring with intention means you are in sparring and you think, okay, today I want to land this certain technique. Today, my high kicks slack a bit, so today I just focus on high kicks. And so you're in sparring and you just focus on those high kicks. So you need to build combinations around it and use your fight IQ to land this high kick, okay? Maybe when you do the first time sparring with intention, it doesn't work that good. But every time you do sparring with intention, a certain technique, you just focus on it to land it, your fight IQ gets higher. So you're in sparring, you think, okay, today I want to land this kick. Today I want to really land this. So what could I do? Okay, maybe you think about it forehand. Maybe do the sniper kick, okay? But you can also just go in, I don't know, set it up with a jab, move. Try everything out and just focus on this technique. Your focus is on this technique and your fight IQ will go up as well. And now the last thing, linked to the first thing, is breakdown fights yourself, okay? So now you watch fights, you build your fight IQ, but also break down fights yourself to build your fight IQ, okay? So you are there and you think, okay, just break them down like in the videos, like the YouTuber, do them, okay? I personally record myself and all the recordings go in my community, by the way. So nearly all of the time I record myself and I break down a fight. All of those breakdowns will be in Combat School, but again, I just record myself. I record myself just because I like speaking, but you don't need to do it, but just break down fights yourself and see what they are doing to again elevate your fight IQ, okay? Break down fights yourself like the YouTubers are doing. Break down fights yourself and just see what they're doing. Why did that shot land? What you can also do is watch a fight where a knockout happened and see how did that knockout happen? How did it happen? Break it down, okay? This will elevate your fight IQ. So by the way, guys, I have a black eye. Sparring just finished. So bro, I see you in Combat School. Join Combat School now, only 29 bucks a month. Price going up soon, so I see you in there.